Yes.
Coming clean. Val and Jeff, yes.
We've scrubbed ourselves, so we're now coming clean.
Tip of the day.
Don't put your hand in boiling water. No. Right, go.
Are you ready?
No.
Are
Yes,
you really ready?
I'm
Good.
very excited.
The best goal is to stick in the present, and the best present is to stick with the goal. Is that schmuggy or what?
Yeah. Very good.
I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Stick in the present,
Stick in the present.
and the best goal is to, the best present is to stick it. Oh well, never mind.
Good.
All right, you come up with a tip of the day then, you big bongo. Come on now.
Every day is the day. There's nothing else.
Oh, that's good.
This is the one day.
This is the day. Right,
The
okay.
day that the Lord
And
yes,
there we go.
so
So anyway, today we've been selling stuff, and I have mowed the lawn. I have mowed the lawn, and let
I
me
have
tell
not.
you, I love to mow the grass because Jeff said,
that's
I'll do
why
it for
I have
you.
not.
And I said, no, I actually like it. There's something just wonderful about going along. Because when I was a little girl and I used to mow the lawn, I used to have one of these handheld, and it was really,
Crippling.
yeah. And now I just, I've got a gas one, a gas mower, and it just,
Motorized.
I mean, really all I'm doing is walking. That's it.
Yeah. It actually moves forward on its own.
And then I clean the mower after, which is
Wow.
really rewarding because I've got the hose pipe on jet, which is like, and all of this mulchy grass comes off and it makes a big green puddle. And
Sorry, I've got this wanting to sneeze thing. Yes, it's wonderful.
the only wrong thing that I did, if there is anything wrong about it, was I wore my shoes, my good shoes. So
now they're ruined.
they're not ruined, but
They're wet and green.
yeah, they're wet and green.
Very good.
So as long as I wear something wet and green, I'll
That's
be fine.
that's a little leprechaun in the rain.
Yes,
Wet and green.
that was funny. That was
Professional.
really good, yeah.
Professional.
And then we were selling things today because we're going to be moving. So we were selling a glass table.
The glass table, yes. My little boats, 7 boats of different time periods, etc., which I sold.
Were you sad? Because
A little bit, but no. They have to go. And
we've got nowhere to put them when we move is the thing. Because we've got
Right.
big radiators here and there's no,
yes,
And then, my 2 green dragons, which I kind of...
2 green dragons hanging on the wall. There were little ceramic. Where am I?
12
that high.
12 feet.
12 feet.
Sorry,
Uh-huh.
12 inches by 12 inches.
Very good.
And so that was it. And I tell you what, there is nothing quite as
Hi,
great
Moira.
as selling stuff. I mean, I love it. People come into the house, they give you cash, and you get rid of stuff that you've, don't really want
Had
anymore.
for the whole of your life, like the boat.
And so I think after one of these Facebook Lives, somebody said, "What are you selling?" Well, that's what we're selling, and it's on Facebook. Are you all right there,
I
sweetheart?
did a large yawn.
Do you want to go to bed?
Pardon?
Who? Wake up, wake up. So
Wherever you are.
what else did we do? That was it, really. Had some lunch. It's all pretty boring, isn't it?
Yeah.
We had a little bit of an argument, but not much. We both ended up laughing, which is great. By the way, I recommend that if you do have an argument with someone, if you can find something to laugh at, do it.
Mm-hmm. Usually it's laughing at me. Boom. Is that it now? What's your list?
Jeff's man thoughts.
Oh, what about improving?
Well, that was it. Selling stuff and...
Oh, I see. I thought you were actually talking about improving.
No,
right.
we were doing live. We're doing this little.
We're doing a live improv
section called Lifing,
Right.
which is improving about the day. I've mainly done all the talking, and waiting for you to kind of step up and step in.
Right. So my little segment is called
Jeff's Man Thoughts.
Jeff's Man Thoughts. So my man's thought is about mansplaining. Could we get over that now, ladies? What is that mansplaining about? It's just me explaining. I'm rude and obnoxious with everyone. It's got nothing to do with gender. So the mansplaining has to stop. It's literally just, I'm explaining. Do I interrupt and talk over people? Occasionally. But that's people, not all women. So could we give it up and just call it explaining?
No, I don't know.
What?
You sound a little bit angry there about mansplaining. No? Could we give it up? I mean, has somebody come at you today talking about
No, I'm just
mansplaining?
thinking about mansplaining. This
Oh, you don't
politically
like it?
correct bit is getting a bit politically correct-ish.
It's annoying you.
You know what happened to common sense and reason? I don't know. It's gone. Now I get it. Women have been downtrodden for millennium.
And possibly mansplained.
But what if it isn't?
But it has been, babe. We didn't have
What?
there's so many reasons for us to talk about mansplaining because we didn't have the vote. We didn't even have, you know, after dinner in high society, the women would go off and the men would sit round with their cigars
And a
talking
glass of port.
and
What a wonderful, wonderful tradition.
deciding on the government and, you know,
The important issues of life.
you are such an asshole.
Do you see what I'm up against?
But
But
that's
mansplaining isn't. It's just explaining. I don't care if you're a man or a woman. If I'm explaining, I'm explaining. No?
well, I think it just comes after years and years of being explained to about things that we probably know better than the
But
person.
it sounds
Man
like you're
who's
a victim.
explaining.
See, look, I'm doing it again. Yeah,
Go on.
I'm just trying to get my explaining.
Do it. Go on.
It's like you've become victims to mansplaining. It's like a victim thing.
I think we're just calling it out.
Well, it sounds victimishy.
How?
Stop mansplaining. Mansplaining is so difficult. What is that?
Who said? Nobody says that. Listen, if any woman calls it out, they're not going to be saying "stop mansplaining" like that. They're going to be
Yeah,
like,
you do. I've
"Hey,
seen it on
stop."
Facebook.
No, it'd be like "stop mansplaining," like in a very authoritative
But it makes
voice.
you sound like you're victims against these powerful men who are mansplaining. Listen, let's look at it this way. Women have periods every month.
Oh my
If
God.
that was a man, I would never do that. Women are as hard as nails. You can cope with anything. I mean, can you imagine that you're on your period, but you're still going to work? Or you're in charge of companies? And if that was a man, it would never happen.
I'm not quite
We'd be
sure
still in caves.
where you're going with that.
Well, because women are way stronger, and men know that. It's not
So
about being a victim.
we're not
Women are
victims.
hugely strong. You can do all of these things while things are coming out of you. It's just unbelievable.
Oh my God.
It's like when they say about men's, look at the balls that he's got on him. If anyone comes near my balls, I'm going to be sick and fall over
Yeah.
because they're so tender and freaking out. So why do
Right.
we call it like that? And we actually say she's got balls.
Yeah.
No, balls are terrible things. They're frightening. They're upsetting. I'm the victim. If anybody gets near mine, I'm going to cry, scream like a baby. But you guys are having periods and things, and you're just on there doing it. You're the most powerful things on the planet.
Morris says, mansplaining the mansplain, LOL.
Shut up, Moira. I'm actually I think I'm trying to say that women are more powerful than we need to be talking about mansplaining.
I get
It's over.
kind of no, because are we paid as much as men? No,
Well,
some
it depends on the job. Diddly boo, diddly dee. I don't think, I work with several large corporations, and I'm absolutely know that the woman and the man are getting paid the same. Same job.
Yeah, great.
So, is it really?
Yes.
Really, really?
Yeah. I mean, you look at the professions that women typically have had in the past. Nursing. I know there are male nurses now, but nurses are not paid very well. Whereas doctors, which was typically a man's profession, paid huge amounts. So what's that? And oftentimes the nurse is actually doing more. Well, in fact, all of the time, the nurse is doing more for the patient than the doctor is. So why would they not
absolutely
get paid? Teaching was always thought of as more of a female profession, and they're just not getting paid.
Would you agree with me that men in general, of course, are more, what's the word I'm looking for? We like tools and drilling things and breaking things up and fixing engines and doing things like that. And women are more into people and how relationships are and things like that. In general.
I don't know. I mean, I think it's just called different things. Because like sewing, for example, sewing and knitting incorporate tools. They might not be like a hammer and a saw, but they're tools for making things.
Being a little bit obtuse now.
Maybe.
We're talking about in general. Why can't you just say, yes, I think you could be right there, Jeff? That's another thing.
But seriously, I don't know, because it's typically a male job to be like, I go past construction sites and mainly they're men on that. But maybe it's because men have typically been given those jobs or go after those jobs.
I think men go after those jobs because, listen, even me, and I'm about as capable as a small hedgehog. I love going into Home Depot and looking at the tools.
So you don't.
You do. Oh, you lie. Pants on fire. Oh, pants on fire. Oh, you will literally say anything to make a point.
Well, yes, I will. And do you know why? It's because I feel like it's a battle for respect and a battle for equality. And so,
I get that, yes.
If I say no to anything, it feels like I'm going back a step. So it's kind of like, we have to be stronger. And I mean, that whole thing about women get a period and, so it's freaking awful to have that. I mean, what a pain in the ass.
But you still do these incredible jobs.
We do it because we have to.
Men would not be doing it, I'm telling you.
Shut up.
If we had stuff coming out of our ass,
shut up.
We would not be doing it every month.
Stuff coming out
I would never do it. We would never be.
Neither would we. If we were born and we had a button to push that said, no menstruation, and by the way, your husband's going to give birth, I'd be like, yes. I don't want that.
That's why there would be no human beings. Because men would not give birth.
But we're not given the choice. If you had to do it, you would do it.
We're not given the choice. I'm stating the fact that we are not.
Is anybody
women are far
saying
harder
anything here?
And far more aware than men are in terms of getting on with the job.
You know what I don't like about that? It just always seems to me like a thing, women are so strong and you can do everything. And, it's like, well, maybe we don't want to do the things that we are made to do. Maybe we don't want to be, what was that song? Like I'm in the kitchen and I can cook and look after the baby and dance. Like, I don't want to do all of those things.
No, who wrote that song?
I don't know. A man?
A man or
I don't know.
A very sneaky woman who wants to put other women down.
Women don't want to put other women down.
Oh, no, there's another subject. Oh, good Lord.
No, it's just
Oh,
personalities.
please.
Some women
Please.
do and some women don't.
Uh-huh.
You only have to look at men in politics putting men down. So I'm not going to go with that.
Mhm.
Mansplaining.
And that's how this all started, just with mansplaining.
Well, mine is my women's thoughts for the day are to take care of yourself first and foremost. I think that's really important.
Do you mean physically, mentally?
Every way is to men and women. You know, we need to like take care of ourselves first.
So we're in this as well. The
Yeah,
mansplaining people are in this as well.
absolutely.
Very good. Look after yourself at all times. Well, again, that's intellectual knowledge, which is, of course, everybody agrees with. Are we doing that? No. Why not?
Why not?
We're not looking after ourselves. We should not be eating
Oh,
poor little cows and pigs and things in atrocious conditions. And they're causing, because of their farts, causing huge climate change. Just a cow and a pig farting.
it's true.
telling you,
I
it's-
know.
There are factories with millions of cows and all farting at the same time. Goes up into the air and destroys the ozone. So we shouldn't be eating that. We know that. We should be eating plant-based foods.
Right.
But we don't,
Why?
because I like chicken.
Yeah, I must admit, I
See,
do too.
you can't. So
And then I like bacon. And
intellectual knowledge doesn't work with human beings on the planet because we've all got it. Unless you're really dumb, we all know what we should be doing, but we're not doing it.
It makes me feel sad, really.
Sorry?
It makes me feel
the
sad.
sunflowers agreeing with me.
Yeah. I feel sad that you're absolutely right. And I do know, especially when I look at any of the programs, documentaries about how we look after animals and how we kill them.
Tremendously
And
bad.
even if it's like, you know, well, it's a grass-fed cow and they're humanely killed, and it's still very weird to me that I do
Yeah,
it.
but most of them are not. Most cows, chickens, pigs are not humanely treated. They're
No,
in
they're
little
not.
confined spaces. They're put on great big trucks and then horrendous in the abattoirs. I was in one. It's just horrible. But that's what we do.
Well, this is
But
real-
intellectually, no, yeah, absolutely not right. And we should change. Are you going to? No, I'm not going to. I like my big steak. And there we have it. The human race.
That was
Mansplaining.
Oh my God, I feel kind of depressed now. I mean, you know why I feel depressed is because this morning I made a turkey curry with ground
See?
turkey.
Oh, let's not talk about the turkeys.
God. Oh, it's horrible.
If you think the
Oh,
others
why?
are but poor turkeys.
Oh, stop. Oh, it's terrible.
And ducks.
Oh, God.
Because when I was in France quite a while, I went to these farms where they're doing
Oh, foie gras.
foie gras,
Foie gras. Yeah.
shoving a tube down and then stuffing stuff down them. That could be the house there. Any
No, it's
minute.
unknown. Oh, all right. Hang on a
Any
minute.
minute now.
Just a minute.
Don't
There you
panic
go.
though.
Yeah, so anyway, I do agree with Jeffrey G on that point. And you know what?
Get that in writing, everybody that's out there. Get it in writing. Put it down. Valerie G agreed with me and put several stars and a gold stripe beside it. I'll never
Are you-
see it again.
Are you saying that I very rarely agree with you?
I beg your pardon? I couldn't quite hear you there because you never agree with me.
Well, I do on this occasion agree with you, but what is very sad is that,
There's no answer.
well, you know, the ground turkey, it comes, of course we all know that it comes in a package and it doesn't resemble the turkey. the animal,
Well, yeah,
the bird.
neither does the cow or the pig or anything. It's all packaged to look not like it, because if it looked like it, we'd never eat them.
Right.
The food industry worked that out about 100 years ago. Don't make it look like what it is. But if you go to some of these other countries, you'll have the pig's head hanging up there, the liver hanging down.
The chickens in the
What?
in the cages, and then
Yeah.
you pick the chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is weird that I don't even like to go into fish restaurants where they've got lobsters in a tank crawling around, and then you pick your lobster.
And they're tapping with their clothes on the glass.
Oh, God.
Get me out of here! Get me out of here!
Well, so what's the answer? Because you totally put me off.
There isn't one. There's
Vegetarian.
part of us as human beings we're carnivores.
I don't know. Are we really carnivores?
Oh, I think so.
We don't have teeth like a tiger.
According to the evolution theory, or even, what's the other theory?
I don't know.
The Bible. We would run in after the lions and hyenas had finished something off, grab bits of it and run back out again, and hope we weren't caught. So bits of whatever, and eat it raw.
Well, all right then. So this is what I can do, and I have been trying to do this. Is I don't eat very much red meat. Very
We're
rarely.
off red meat, yes.
And I do like eggs. So yeah, I mean, I'm not a vegan, and I do like chicken and ground turkey.
What a horrible person you are.
What a horrible Facebook Live this is. What a horrible... I mean, no, but you know what?
It's horrible and funny at the same time.
Yeah,
See, we have to make it funny because life is life.
right.
It is the way it is. There will be people who are vegan, vegetarian, carnivore.
I think that's it.
Cannibals.
Pescatarian.
You do, madam, and I'll rub your nose in it.
Well, I hope there's not many cannibals left on the planet.
Oh, I'm sure there is. If you eat the brain of your enemy, you will become stronger.
I don't think there's people that do that unless you call Jeffrey Dahmer, and he's dead, isn't he now?
Anyway, yes, but we didn't make this. Right. So, let's not keep going. Let's change the subject now.
All right. God.
So
Well,
what do we
all right.
do with intelligent knowledge? Not a lot.
Yeah, I must
It's
admit.
all about emotions and feelings and and Because if you could be intelligent knowledge, if you had intellectual knowledge and you read everything in that, would you be eating meat? Probably not. Would you be talking about war and hatred and upset? No, I don't think so. Because intellectually we know it's wrong. I know it's wrong to kill somebody. Nothing to do with religion. I just know that as a human being. Because nobody told me about religion. So where did that come from?
Well, you did go to a religious school, St. Mark's.
Right, but did anybody tell you about
Well, we did have, I'm sorry to say this, but we did have a...
under the bus again?
No, but every
It just
morning
keeps
we
going.
sang from a hymn book and we said the
Oh,
Lord's
what was
Prayer.
that about?
Our Father who art in heaven. I mean,
Hallowed be thy name. Well,
I-
what has that got to do with eating people? Eating things? It says that we should look after all the animals
Our
in the
Father who art
Bible.
in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come, thy will be done as it is. in heaven.
Give us this day our
Thou
daily
daily
bread.
bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever.
Right, lead
Where's
us not
that
into
got about-
temptation and be kind. And then the Ten Commandments, do not kill.
But we already know the 10 Commandments. We didn't have to have that written down.
I don't know, babe. I mean, okay, so hasn't it been like some babies that were brought up with wolves or, you know, people put in cages. I mean, they're not going to know any of the
You
this
don't know
stuff
that.
well, I don't think it's automatic that we know between good and evil. And, you know,
Well,
Anyway.
certainly not in the Bible. If you look at the things that were done in the name of God and Jesus Christ, there was nothing.
you know what I
There was
think.
a lot of evil there.
You know what I think it is? I think that we can be very animalistic, greedy, jealous,
Frightened,
upset,
ignorant.
fear, and
Yes.
and I think it's a challenge to keep rising above that and to love our neighbor. And
That person from Sweden's back on again.
Suzanne,
Fy fan för helvete.
don't say that.
Right. I'm just swearing in Swedish now.
And it was funny because we were watching this great documentary on Alexandria and how
The city of.
Alexander the Great, who was born in Greece, short story made longer, but born in Greece, goes to Egypt. And Alexandria at that time was just a beach, and he created a port,
The
a
largest
harbour,
port
a port,
in the history
and he
at that time.
melded Greek together with Egyptian, you know,
Well, anybody that came along, intelligence was the most important thing.
huge
it was a
libraries,
currency. Yes.
books, learning, all
Right.
of this stuff, and he wanted peace. And then it did happen for many, many years. And then,
Until who came along?
I hate to say it, but the Christians came along and wanted this power, and then they just, I don't know what it is. But, you know, we can't even
Destroyed
say,
the whole city and killed people.
you know what, though?
What?
It's not that it's the
They
Christians
were the first
came
burner of
along.
witches.
I'm talking now. I
Mansplaining.
am talking about this bishop came along who was very greedy and wanted more power. And he was the one that kind of
Incited.
incited the mob.
Is there somebody today that we think about like that?
Yeah, I think there's always
Yes.
somebody that comes up and
That
incites
incites people,
the animal part of us, that greedy,
which
animalistic.
is just below the surface of life. Just below the surface.
Yeah.
Ready to come
Oh,
out.
that's a bit scary. Well, this has been a really
Somebody's probably fallen off the seat doing that.
this has been a really helpful, enlightening. So, okay, so we're going to eat less meat. I'm not saying I've tried vegan. I do it for a bit, then I fall off, and then start eating meat. Tried vegetarian.
Yeah, we've been vegetarian for a couple of years, and then
And so it takes a lot. It takes a lot of discipline and focus to be a vegetarian or a vegan, and I highly admire people who do it. And it's a struggle for me.
but there's certain people who quite like it and never thought of not doing it.
I love it. I'm just kind of lazy in buying all of the stuff that it's easier to go and get a cooked chicken from Jewel, to be perfectly honest, or
Yes, indeed.
it's easier to get ground turkey and then just make curry. But I'm sure it isn't. I mean, why aren't I thinking, why can't I just go and get tofu or, you know, many other things that.
Love tofu.
It's a work in progress, everybody.
Yeah.
By the way, my weight, I haven't mentioned it for a long time because it's
Stuck at.
189.
It's not moving.
And
Your weight is very happy where it is.
my weight is very happy where it is.
How do we know that?
Because I'm very happy.
Because there's
With
nothing
where I am.
moving. Right.
Where are you?
Oh, I don't. I think I'm 240. I got down to 238, but I'm now at 240. But I've been there for a week and a half.
You're very cute
Thank you.
at 240, I have to say.
For a mansplainer,
And then
Quite cute.
you should repeat back to me.
what? Oh, you're adorable.
Thank you.
Unbelievable.
Okay, so then that's it really. Happy, joy.
Have you gone through your list of things that you had to do?
Yeah,
We've covered them all.
yeah.
Very good.
I think it
We
was,
have lists to do everything. It's very good. Except we don't, though. We've got no lists. We just keep bumbling on through life. We're a couple of bumblers,
Yeah.
but having a wonderful time.
Kind of lazy as well. I'm a little bit lazy.
I'm a little bit
You
country.
know how I know I'm lazy?
Oh, how?
Because I can't even be bothered to change my good shoes to mow the lawn so that they don't get covered in green grass. That's how lazy I am.
That's the definition of lazy.
And when I'm
What's
painting,
another definition of lazy?
when I'm painting something,
you like to put on your long dress with your fur coat.
I can't be bothered to get out of whatever I'm wearing,
Right.
and then I'll get splashes of paint on it.
I hate when
Kind
that
of pathetic,
happens.
isn't it? Really?
Yes.
Are we just two pathetic people?
Wait a minute. How did we join this? You were talking about you, and suddenly it's we are pathetic. Again, it should be woman-splaining. What about that?
I love it.
Women-splaining, there's always a we, it's never I.
There should be more women splaining around the planet, then we wouldn't be so much in war, and there'd be more vegetarians and vegans, because women do the majority of the home care, the cooking. So right on, women splaining. Here we go. Love you all. Goodbye.
right.
Oh, well,
Right, say
have you got
goodnight.
anything else to say?
I don't think so.
All right.
Just enjoy your wonderful. Well, how long have we been on for?
I don't know.
Oh, it seems like a lifetime.
Yes.
So, have a wonderful, wonderful day, week, month, year, until you pop off. And pop off quietly and with dignity.
if you can.
No, that's how I'm going.
Oh, you are quietly and dignified?
With a lot of pills and vodka. They're not getting me on tubes up every orifice. It's not happening. Yeah.
Right, okay.
Right.
Good night,
God
Gracie.
bless you all. We love you. Share the goddamn thing. Get 100,000 people coming in. Good night.